Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mutiarani. I'm from Department of Literature, Faculty of Humanities, Universitas Indonesia. In this occasion, I would like to share with you about my presentation entitled Local Wisdom in Paraji Tradition, Sundanese Indigenous Birth Knowledge in Garut. So we will start with the overview. This is PAMEUNGPEUK, the place that I have my research in South Garut, West Java. So if you want to come to PAMEUNGPEUK, it needs 86 kilometers from Garut City. You can find the natural condition of the southern region in the coastal plain because it relates to the beaches and it's very near with Indonesian Ocean. It has interesting natural wealth and historical sites. The majority of the population make a living as the coastal fishermen, farmers, and traders, all as well as the employee. So this is one best picture that we have. This is Santolo Beach in Pamengpeuk. So let's start with the introduction. The UNESCO oral tradition means those traditions which have been transmitted in time and space by the word and act. So it's been every tradition that can be transmitted through the word or action. According to Pudentia 2015, Wilson 2015, and Anugrajati 2019, oral tradition defined as the potential ecosystem to support myth, legend, folklore, mantras, poetry, custom, medicine, ritual, and knowledge system. Secondly, an ancestral heritage that can be transmitted from generation to generation, but it not also presented as the performance, but also for social practical benefit. So tradition of Paraji, this is the oldest Paraji in Pamengpeuk. She is Paraji, named Mak Kaya, 89 years old. So according to Ramadhani 2025, 2021 and Bagrat 2022, Paraji defined as respected traditional healers from the childbirth, including pregnancy, childbirth, or we call partus, and also postnatal care with traditional massage, praise, mantras, and then herbs and certain advices. Someone who is old enough with an age range of 35 or 100 years gaining knowledge as the Paraji through spiritual experience and direct descent from the previous Paraji. So sometimes the Paraji got their knowledge because they have the family tree with the previous Paraji. So let's start with the indigenous knowledge. In indigenous knowledge, according to Rankoana et al. 2015, indigenous knowledge relates to potential health service, including knowledge about causes of disease, and then plant medicine and protective, curative care or caring. It plays an important role in healthcare practice in traditional medical system around the world. So we can say that Paraji relate to the indigenous knowledge in Nusantara, or we call it Indonesia. So what is local wisdom? According to Vicencia and Sibarani, local wisdom is the entity after the crucial long process of evolution that crystallized in the form of common law, belief, and local culture, which is to solve problem faced by community today to prepare the younger generation for more peaceful and prosperous in the future. So, research problem in this part, the research problem is how is the local wisdom in the tradition of Paraji as Sundanese indigenous birth knowledge in Pamengpeuk, Garut, West Java. So the research method here is ethnography. Ethnography relate to the social interaction, behavior, belief, and language. So for collecting the data, I use three types. The first is observation. Secondly is interview and documentation. So in the research finding, local knowledge during pregnancy in Garut decided in three part here. The first is pregnancy period, taboos, and advices. In pregnancy period, Sundanese Kokolot determine the gestational period of fetus development as some terms. The first is sabulan herang. It means the fetus in 1 month, and then the term of lumenggang, 2 months of the fetus, and then bung bulang, 3 months of the fetus. Next is mangrupa is in the 4 month. Usik 5 months, Malik in the 6 month, Kolot is 7 months, Ngora is 8 months, and Kolot Lahir is 9 months. So this is the period in pregnancy period according to Sundanese Kokolot in Garut. So next we're talking about some taboos that given by the Paraji. The first is father are prohibited from slaughtering because it will have a bad effect on the baby. Next is father are also prohibited from speaking rudely. The aim is for the safety of the mother and the baby. The last is father are prohibited from the fishing because it's believed that it's harmful or hurting the animals. So next is advices. The first is bringing sharp objects such as the scissors or safety pins. It aims to protect pregnant women from the evil spirit. The second, pregnant women are encouraged to consume more vegetable and fruit. This is for the baby and the mom healthy. So the next research finding is local knowledge in the childbirth in Garut. Paraji will advise the mom to drink water with the palm sugar or chicken egg yolk with the palm sugar, which is believed it will be increase or boost the mother's energy. When helping the partus, Paraji massage the mother's abdomen with the coconut oil, then ask the mother to take a breath and push the baby to help the baby come out. Next is with the massaging, Paraji read the prayers in Dang Jawakan. Dang Jawakan is the mantras, but today not all Paraji using Dang Jawakan because they convince Muslims, so they try to leave the Dang Jawakan. So next, after the baby born, the baby umbilical cord is cutting using hinis in the past, but today they will use very hygienic scissors, then given a battle leaves and swaddle to protect the cord. So finally, Paraji clean the bali or ari-ari, then put in the pot made of the clay or can, then buried in the patient family yard. So the last finding here is local knowledge in the postnatal care in Garut. So we call this part as the nifas period. Maternal caring during postnatal care, you will lead the mother to use ikat, or we can say it's agen in Java tradition, and massage to relax the body of the mother after baby born. It will happen until 40 days after the baby born. So we also know about marhaba ceremony. Marhaba ceremony is the welcoming tradition for the baby born. This is celebrating with the invited guests and then the relatives and then the religious leaders to have the thankful to God because of they have a new baby. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so the conclusion of this presentation is there are many local wisdom values that we can explore from the Paraji practice. First, the maternity Paraji practice contains the value of indigenous knowledge starting from pregnancy, childbirth, and the postpartums, along with the calculation of day, recommendation, and advice for mother and the families. Next is having the relationship between human to God, human with human, through the several ceremonies we call as the marhaba ceremonies or maybe opat bulanan ceremonies. Next is the value of local wisdom are useful for controlling the relationship between human and God and human with human in the society. So the last, the implementation of the local wisdom values are to organize the social life and strengthen nation character. So this is one of the place in PAMEUNGPEUK called as Desa Mandala Kasih, one of the Paraji place where they can practice their Paradi knowledge. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.